Hey guys, I just want to point out, for those of you who get the Legacy UAP, a standalone, okay, the training is here, okay? Just to want to make sure everybody knows that. Website-installer.com, go to videos. These are good to know. They help you understand what we're doing and where we're going. But this is basically it. So these two are the actual training for the Legacy UAP. It's pretty much all you need to know. Okay. From there, it's just extrapolate your own strategies and ask me questions about, what you're thinking. But that should give you the majority of what you need to set yourself free. Now, this is just a good overview. We kind of did this video before these two. It's applicable. You might watch that too. I would. Because it's a good video. It'll help you understand kind of where we're going. All right, having said all that, let me step back to what we're doing now. And real quick, I want to point this out also, is a heads up for everyone who's wondering. Sorry. We've been talking about the power to not just create unique websites, but also deploy unique websites and edit unique websites. So this is where we're going right now inside of the VAR Sheet Installer. Okay, this is just the name we gave this stack of functions that means that we can remote control our websites. Okay, so it used to just be about VAR Sheets. Now it's really evolved into everything else, every level of control for all the websites. So as often happens with us, the name is lagging the purpose. We're going to have to update this name eventually. Having said that, where are we? Okay. See the VAR Sheet Loader, right? When you log into a single panel and you go to the VAR Sheet Loader, you can load up a VAR Sheet, okay? The actual act of doing that, of giving it a name and uploading it, is now functioning right here for VAR Sheet Installer. So the VAR Sheet Uploader, okay, if I want to, let me see, somewhere around here, upload a single VAR sheet, upload multiple VAR sheets. So say I had multiple VAR sheets, like one for each different industry, or one for each different company, one for each different website. If I wanted to do multiples, I can do it. I can highlight my 25 VAR sheets if I had them that way. And I could drag and drop and they'll be uploaded into the system and they'll be numbered. So then you'll be able to mix and match them to your website. So let me show you what that means if I come back. By the way, if I'm just going to upload a single one, just give it a name, hit the, and upload it, boom. Okay, very simple. And anyway, it creates all the VAR sheets and it creates all the numbers for the VAR sheets so that you know what's what, so you can attach them to the right websites. So once you upload them all, see, now you got to tell VAR Sheet Installer which domains to put them on. So there's a process VAR Sheet page and it tells you what you're doing. It shows you your history, but you can import a file to process VAR Sheets, okay? And you can always do it over and over again. You can process VAR Sheets onto all the websites, and then you can change your VAR Sheets, upload the new VAR Sheets. It's just like doing it here one at a time, but we're doing it for 10, 25, 250, 500 different websites at once here. So what's that look like? I'm going to download a sample just to give you a quick view. Okay, pretty simple, really. Oop. Okay, you just put in your list of domains here and which VAR Sheet ID from the ID column. Okay, let me show you. Okay, see this? When you uploaded your VAR Sheets, it assigned them numbers, which is these numbers over here. So this is the VAR Sheet ID, right? And so anyway, this is where you get to say, this one gets that one, this one gets that one gets that one. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 500 domains. You just paste in the domains and paste in the appropriate VAR Sheet IDs and you're good to go. And then you just save the file, close it, and upload it. One thing I want to point out, I've had people say, what if you want to use the same VAR Sheet for 100 domains, right? What if you only had one VAR Sheet? Like you're not going to make them different. They're all for the same industry. They're all for the same company. They all use the same information, or there won't be any company information showing, so I don't even care about the company information. Nothing makes it different. I want it to be the exact same UAP VAR Sheet or whatever it is that you're using. Then yeah, just highlight, drag down, make it all one. Can you install the same VAR Sheet to these websites? Yeah. Can you cycle between VAR Sheets? Yeah, talk about thinking a little strategically, right? So then you could say that's the first one, okay? And then that's the second one. So I'm going to drag, whoops, I'm going to drag that set down, okay? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you'd probably have to do it the old-fashioned way for a little bit, but there you go. And then what? Then you can take the whole set, you know, and just do it from there, right? Take that set. It'll go real quick. All right, so anyway, yeah, you can swap between VAR sheets, especially if you had like a one for a certain style and a different one, like banner blocks, right? Then you can do that. You can cycle across all your websites. This gives you some really insane power, okay? Because then that means whatever the industry this is for, whatever images it's referencing, whatever company or anything else you want that would make it individualistic, or even if it's a different whole theme than the Legacy UAP. And by that, I want to point this out because it matters. If we go here, we see all these themes. There's the architect theme, nursing home theme, orthodontist, business, woodworking, right? All these different things, eco-friendly, so on and so forth. There's coaching right here. All of these themes, they can be outfitted with the Legacy UAP functionality and the VAR Sheet loader, and all of them can operate on here. Every one of the themes we have. If somebody were to special order a template and say, I want to attach the Legacy UAP to it, that becomes an order. Just get a hold of me and ask me about that, because these are custom jobs. And just say, how much would it cost me to get this done? How much would it cost me to get that done? What if I want to convert 2 or 3 or 4? You know, what kind of a price can I get on that? So just ask me, because what we have to do is hand code those, right? But then we can do it. And when we do it, it can be run on here. Okay, now that is cool, really important stuff. And what else do I want to say? Oh, yeah. So we can upload all the VAR sheets automatically to all the websites. And then if you're going to make new VAR sheets on your computer, you can drag and drop them, overwrite the old VAR sheets. You can delete the old VAR sheets from VAR Sheet Installer. All of these, you can delete all, and it'll get rid of them all. That way, you can drag and drop, 50 new VAR sheets or 25 or however many. And that way it creates all the new ones. And then you can, again, do your process VAR sheet routine where you're going to import a file, drag and drop it, and guess what it's going to do? It's going to update. It's going to upload all the new VAR sheets to all the same panels that you have in your list, all the same domains. Okay? So it's going to override all the VAR sheets. And of course, as you know, the first row from the VAR sheet is the default list of what goes here in the main global variables. And that governs what's used for the front end, the main page and all the other pages that are here. Not in the sitemap, but the front end of the website, right? Okay, you guys probably know that. So what's the next thing that works as well? Because if you're thinking about it, your question's going to be, hey Dave, what about this? Generate batch global variables. What if I want to do 1,000 rows onto one of those websites, 987 onto another, and I want to do 2,034 on another, and some of them I want to start at the beginning, and some of them, frankly, I want to start somewhere in the middle of my last upload. Yep, all of this is governed where? By a single process inside the VAR Sheet Installer now. So you can literally use VAR Sheet Installer to upload a file. The file will be provided later, but it'll be similar to this. It'll be like this, but this will be rows to create, okay? And then let me drag it out because we got 2 more, right? This will be starting ID, right? Starting row, the starting number. This, and probably, right, we're not going to put this process in there after all. We decided not to. There's a reason for it. Yeah, never mind. All right, so anyway, this will be like, 1,000. And your numbers can go up or down or wherever you want them to go for all your websites, okay? You can change them or not. If you make that like 1,001, then, you could do that, right? Or you could say, make it 1,010 or 11. It doesn't matter. It's just going to add 11 more to each one, okay? See how that works? Whatever it is you wanted. If you said make this one 999 and work down the ladder, you know, no matter what the reason is, it's up to you. So you might even start with like 1023, and then this will be like 1022, and you'll say just keep on going. And that's up to you. Okay, why? Just so Google doesn't see a footprint. You don't have the same number of links in the sitemaps. Okay? That would be the only reason. All right, having said that, you could do your starting ID could all be from row 1 or from whatever row. I mean, this could be from row 5, right? So it skips the first few. You know, this could be from row 500, you know, because you're adding a bunch more to an old one. That could be 1001 because maybe you added 1,000 originally and now you're adding more. So these starting IDs can be different for every single website. Okay, this is strategy. This is just your strategy. Okay, this allows you to do what? Remotely handle this process across tons of websites at once in a single file. Because when you get your file done, what do you do with it? Just drag and drop, let it go, and it will just do the job full speed. It will tell the first domain, you. It will say, hey, you, domain 1, produce this many rows starting here right now. Chop, chop, get on it. Hey, you, domain 2, wake up. Do this many rows right now, starting from right here. Go. Domain 3, right now. Do this, do that, right? And it'll literally, you can do this for like 500 or 1,000 websites, okay? This is called mass deployment, you could say. Okay, we've already put the websites up. For example, we're going to deploy the VAR sheets into each of these and then create the pages on each of them. Okay, so we're going to create pages on every website using whatever the VAR sheet is. Remember, that VAR sheet could be about roofing. That could be about pest control. That could be about make money online. Anything. Okay, the first one's going to do its 1023 rows using its VAR sheet. The next one's going to do 1022 rows using its VAR sheet. Get it? And each one will start where you said to start. So you said the first one starts here, second one starts there, the make money one starts here, the chiropractor one should start there, right? And that's exactly the point, is that these can be the same or different VAR sheets pointed at the same or different set of projects for anyone, clients, beneficiaries. You know, maybe you're trading chiropractic service for helping a chiropractor backlink. Maybe you're trading a dentist. They're going to do cleaning for you and your family. In exchange, you're going to help create a lot of backlinks for their dental company. Okay? You can use this as a bartering tool to rapidly generate projects for each of those guys that's worth money to them and worth your time to bother with. Okay? And you can do it to save a lot of money in your life. And if you're doing it for clients and if you get some word of mouth, you're going to wind up getting a lot of business as well. Right? It's not hard to go out and look for companies to do this for. It's not even hard to do it first for a bunch of companies. See where the traffic starts to happen. Contact the company and let them know you've been doing it for them and see if you can get on their agenda. Because if not, then, hey, you got to go to the company across the street. Their competition. Not a good idea for them. All right. Do you know what? I'm going to break this off at this point because I want to let you know there's one last thing that we're doing that has to do with this process, of course. And we were thinking of doing it in another column, like so, but we're not going to. We're going to make it a separate process because it just occurs to us how often someone's going to want to do that as its own process. So imagine for a minute this is a different file than this one. That's kind of how it's going to look. And it's either going to be yes or no, basically, okay? And you're almost always going to say in the beginning, when you first put these up, in the beginning, you'll say yes. When you first create your websites and you first upload all the contents to them, you probably want to randomize them, especially if you're using the same VAR sheet for a bunch of them, because each VAR sheet's going to be great no matter what row you're on, right? So you don't really care which one's the front page, okay? But what you do care is that the different domains do not have the same front pages with the same writing all over them. Okay? If you were uploading the same VAR sheet to all these different domains, then what? Then it's going to produce, well, the same global variables because it'll be the row one global variables. And therefore, every one of those websites is identical to start with. They start with the same image, the same wording, the same links, everything else, right? So how do you make that different? You actually randomize that front end, right? We taught everyone that. Create a sitemap and then hit the button that allows you to randomize the front end. Well, that's our point. You might want to go in there and randomize the front end on these websites every once in a while just so Google sees them change. But usually, you only want to randomize it first. And then after that, whenever you're adding sitemaps, you don't want to randomize. So you would normally want it to be no, okay? But you can literally control this, okay? So from one spot, you can make sure every one of those websites is using a different front-end combination so that those websites are different to begin with. And you can control it from here. By the way, every time you upload these files and they go into processing, it's usually just seconds, like 2 seconds per domain. So to totally randomize the front ends and make them all unique, once you get the VAR sheets done, once you get the, that's just the point I want to make. Uploading the VAR sheets will be rapid. It'll be just a handful of seconds, like 5 for 25 VAR sheets. That's if you did 25. Most of you are just going to upload one VAR sheet. And you're going to use it on every single one of your sites until you have clients and a reason to focus a different VAR sheet on a different domain, a different VAR sheet on a different domain, right? Okay, so you just upload one, and then you'll say, import it to all my 25 websites. Isn't that neat? So at the beginning, you're going to bulk buy domains. Then you're going to bulk create the cPanels. You're going to bulk install the Legacy UAP onto them all. Then you're going to run the VAR sheet up, and then you're going to bulk create 1,000 rows each that are all different and random. Then you're going to randomize the front ends, yes, for this, all the way down, for those 25 in bulk. And what's that mean? All of your websites are done. 25 massive websites, 1,000 rows each, probably 6 pages each, so 6,000 web pages each just on that run, okay? Times 25. That's without even going 10,000 out. That's just saying, I want to start somewhere, show Google that much, see how Google is with that, continue later, add pages later. All of this happens in no time at all. And then if you want to come back and edit anything, you can. Okay. That's the power. And just as a hint, in case you're wondering, what else can we control with the VAR Sheet Installer that has to do with the websites? Everything. We got images uploader, themes uploader, file uploader, delete files that shouldn't be there, like error logs or old zip files that are taking up tons of space because we uploaded them to all 25 websites and extracted them. We can run SQL queries, okay? We can do more than you can imagine from one single spot. We can change all the logins for the user panels, the admin panels, and also the security keys, right? Like, where's that security key? That security key, the act of hitting this button to generate a new security key, okay, is totally something that we're able to control in here, okay? We can bulk ping all the sitemaps for all the websites just on the fly if we feel like doing it. We got feed files, so we can control every sentence on every page, all the images, the sidebars, the layout of the menu, whether they all have a different number of pages. One website can have 25 pages, the next can have 6, the next can have 150. It's whatever we did originally in our feed files to set up those websites go into a single master feed file, and we can control all our websites from them, and we can make mass updates and changes to all of our websites from here, from one central location. We can turn 1,000 locksmith websites into 1,000 plumber websites in a couple of hours. At the press of a button, we walk away, go have lunch, come back. Hey, you know, our extended lunch was our work. And when we come back, it's all done. Different images, different color schemes, different content, different numbers of pages, different sitemaps. And we can handle it all now. We can upload the new VAR sheets, and we can auto process all the sitemap rows, and then we can auto randomize the front end. How's that? That's how far this stuff has come, and this is what we're just about done with today, as in like today, okay? So all you guys who get the unlimited Legacy UAP, this does not come with it. It's a whole different process. Different people have to get paid for it, but like any good software, there's got to be a way to have a trial period to understand what you can do and what you can play with and how you can pull things off. So we are making this available to everyone to be able to use for a bit so that they can. All you guys who have the unlimited Legacy UAP, so that you can start playing with it and see what you can do with it and understand why you want to get into it, and then give me a call and we'll talk about what it is we should do with and for you. By the way, can we do projects for you where we set up all the files necessary for this process? We just, how you go and it gives you something to work with here. But then if you go here, you're gonna let me just go here for a minute. Process VAR Sheet, right? You're going to have a download sample button. What if we just took all those sample files, that would be sample files, and we just updated them for your set of domains with your project, with your content, bunch of your images, and we got them all ready, okay? So that all you do is drag and drop these things from time to time just to create uniqueness and just to refresh uniqueness, just so Google can see. Because if once every 2 weeks you upload the same file again and again and again to randomize the front end, then once every 2 weeks, Google goes, oh, they're there, and says new changes through these pages, and this is awesome. So that'll keep you fresh in ranking, okay? So you can keep 500 websites fresh in ranking basically just by dragging and dropping 1 or 2 or 3 files every couple of weeks. We're talking about 5 to 10 to 15 minutes of work once every 2 weeks to cover 500 websites and keep them fresh, add new pages, make changes to things. Whatever it is we want to do, we can do. And we can literally control where every sentence is at the end of every sentence, at the end of every paragraph, on every page of every website, just the way we want using this. And we're doing it in this really compressed and simple way so that no one has to wade through tons of data. Pretty much all your files are going to look something like this. Very easy to handle. Okay? Anyway, the way to climb this high is to have use for it. Okay? So being able to install a lot of websites, right, means like unlimited Legacy UAP is the direction you should go because it's cost effective, much cheaper than if you bought 100 individual unlimited UAP websites by themselves. Okay, so that's why you care. But then once you have that level of creation power, then you want editing power. That's the next step up. So obviously you can take these steps up whenever you're ready, but I wanted to point this out because it's hard sometimes for people to grasp how much control we really have over everything on these sites, but it's like they're fluid. For Google, they're hard as rocks. They're as hard as anything else is hard, and solid as anything else is solid, and Google loves them. But the fact that we can manipulate them so easily, even to the point of a file uploader, say we got to switch because everything got updated and we have to go from PHP 5 to PHP 7, we have to do something new. Okay, we're already on PHP 7, by the way. Maybe we're going from 7.3 to 7.5, okay? And we have to actually make changes to files. Well, guess what? This file uploader here, okay, allows us to update all of our websites that are out there, all of your websites, every domain that has this panel attached to it. We can update all of it remotely with any set of files. Okay, so that means that we can keep everyone's software current from here without even having to disrupt what you're doing. Okay, so this is really, really cool. Really, really great power. And by the way, VAR Sheet Installer itself is for sale. Okay, getting it customized for your needs, putting up a version on your server so you can handle your websites with it. Okay. This is something that we can do with you. So, if you're actually at that level of the game, okay, then you can call and we can talk, right? This is in the $15,000 range. For having this with all the functionality, but outfitted for the project you wanted set up for your industry, like whether it's chiropractors or something else, and whether we're doing like 100 templates for you for your industry with all the unlimited content. So you want to be able to deploy websites with no limits. So yeah, create websites with no limits, deploy websites with no limits, and edit them with no limits. Okay, and that kind of power we're making available to restore wealth to the middle class, if nothing else, to give people things they can do to earn with that are at a level that's unprecedented, because no one on the internet has this as guns for hire software. Nobody offers this level of control to the public. All right.